Welcome to the Map Suite Web API Adornment Learning Sample. If you're not familiar with what adornments are, I like to think of them as things that you put on top of the map. They aren't tied particularly to GIS data or rendered by the map control, but they're things you want to put on your map to give your map context and to help decorate it. So here you'll see in this sample we've got several different types of adornments, such as a scale bar adornment, which will give you the scale of the map in miles or kilometers. We also have a scale line adornment if you'd rather have that type of scale indicator versus the actual bar. Another type of adornment that's very common is a text adornment. Here we're showing the scale and how much on the map equals in real terms, but I've also seen this used for titles on the map and really anything you want to put on the map. The nice thing about adornments though too is you get hooked to events, so as you scale in you can change your text if you need to. Also a common thing you see in a lot of maps that are printed out or even online is adding logos. So you're free to put as many images that you like on the map, as well as graticules. So if you'd like to have longitude and latitude markings on there, it's kind of a nice feature as well. You can just add that adornment layer on top of the map and our control will do the rest. Finally, we've got north arrows for magnetic north arrow declination. And you can also use north arrows if you just want a simpler north arrow, the same way you would do a logo. And then finally, the most popular adornment, of course, is a legend. Many maps need a legend to tell your user what the various features are and to give them some context of what's being displayed. And you can see here we've got three different kinds, one for railroad, parks, and schools. And these little images are rendered by the map control as well, so you can keep them in sync with what's being displayed in your map. With that, let's take a look at the code. You can get the code by going to Product Center and then going to the WebAPI Edition Code Samples and launching the sample for adornments. We've got lots of different learning samples out there, so adornments is just one other piece of functionality that we've highlighted here. So once you have that up, you'll have a Visual Studio solution that will look just like this. Be very similar to our other Web API samples. We have one both for leaflet and open layers. I'm not going to really go into the client-side code too much because it's very similar to all the other Web API samples, and really just focus on the server-side code because that's where all of the adornment-specific code is. You can find all that underneath the controllers folder and the adornments controllers class. And this will look very familiar to you if you've seen the other Web API learning samples where they're REST APIs that will return the tiles to be consumed with leaflet or open layers JavaScript client. And really everything's pretty cut and dry here, and the place you want to look at is this get adornment layer. And so if we go into that routine, you'll see we got a nice case statement here where we build up each different type of adornment, whether it be the scale bar, the legend, accordingly. Now in this sample, we're just adding one to the map, but you're free to add as many adornments to the map as you want at one time. So of course you can have a scale bar, a logo, a legend, a north arrow, etc., and add as many as you want. And they're just different layers that you add on to the overlay back up here where we're going to. So you can see we got a layer overlay layers. So it's really just another layer you're adding onto the map. Let's take a look at some of the more advanced adornments to kind of give you an idea. The build logo and the more advanced ones, we built separate routines to keep the code clean here. So if we go look at that, really you're just giving it a path to the image you want to show and where you want the location to be, and adding that to your adornment layer. Here's where the magnetic declination adornment layer for the magnetic north arrow is. You can see there's lots of properties that you can set to customize that how you'd like. And the legend is probably the most popular one. This shows how you can set the title. Again, we give you full control over all the formatting of the text, and then you just add various legend items to them. And each one of those can be, to represent lines, areas, points, etc. And you've got complete control over that as well. And setting the title and height and adding that as well. So fairly straightforward API that gives you a lot of control over how you can make your adornments look. Hope this has given you a good introduction to adornments. As always, if you have any questions, you can ask them out there on our discussion forums. We monitor them regularly and try to get you an answer back as quickly as possible. Thank you.